Jai Hind, good morning everybody. Hope you all are healthy, happy and safe at home. Today I'm back with another important topic for you all 12th Commerce students. Today we are going to start our first chapter from BA, Organization of Commerce. As you can see, the name of the chapter is Nature and Significance of Management. In this particular chapter, we are going to see the most important things about management, like number one, meaning of management, number two, nature, and after that we'll see that why it is important for human being. So in the ancient time, as you all know, that the basic utilities of human beings are food, shelter and clothing. So in the ancient time, when the people were living in caves, they used to depend on hunting for their food purposes. So for that particular purpose of hunting, they required a special type of coordination, special type of supervision, special type of guidance, or we can say that special type of planning. For this planning, guidance, supervision, coordination, this all are very much required for hunting at that time, in the ancient time, in the primitive era. So that's why in the ancient time the evolvement of this management was what happened. Or in other words, we can say that, like in your textbook, it was described as 2 points. As you can see in maybe fifth or sixth line, you can see this: when more than one person join hands in completion of work. When more than one person join hand with the for completion of the work, it has to be systematic. Why I am telling you systematic? Because if the things are not being systematic, in future that company or that organization will face loss, or will face not that profit that we are thinking of. And the second point, it is explained at a need of planning, of authority and delegation. In 11th standard you have studied that authority is the person who is assigned the job, and responsibility is the thing which the person being assigned the job, he has to fulfill his duties, his norms. So we can say that management as a whole is 5 M's. Yes, it is 5 M's. As I have mentioned on the slide, that it is managing these 5 M's. If you want to explain it or define it in a single line, you can say that management is 5 M's. Which these are 5 M's? First M refer to the manpower. Manpower means the company, the people, those who are working in the company, you have to manage them. Number one, that M resembles that. Second is material. Material means the thing, the resources, the raw materials, all the things which are the resources of the company, you have to manage that also. The third important point is machines. Yes, machines today, as you all know, that technology and machines are very much important for human beings. So machine also have to manage, because if you will not manage your resources, if you will not manage your machines, you are going to face a big loss in future. The fourth one is your money. As you all know that money is very much important aspects, right? So these 5 M's, these methods, these men, this material, these machines, if you'll manage it properly, then you will have an effective management. That's why we are studying in this chapter, right? So after understanding the meaning of management, what is a management all about? It is just a material, it is just a machine, it is just a money? No, it is just a motivation, marketing, plan, business, innovation, teamwork, solution, imagination. What is it? These are a numerous word, but if you will follow me, management is the combination of all these things. Yeah, it is the combination of all these things. It includes supervision, it includes planning, organizing, staffing, directing, which means management is not a narrower concept. It is a very, very, very wider concept. It starts with the cooperation of peoples, right? Cooperation of peoples. So after understanding the meaning, let's get on with the detailed meaning, or what things are mentioned in the textbook. We will see this first. As I have told you, that management required at all the level. In 11th standard you have studied about sole proprietorship, Hindu undivided family, partnership, cooperative society, or joint stock company. These are the different types of or different forms of organization. And in this all organization, forms of organization, we required management at different level, because man is a social animal, as you all know, and this we are living in groups, right? We don't want to live separate, understood? So for this groups we require cooperation, guidance, supervision. That's why we'll work effectively and efficiently, right? Through an expert, I have highlighted that line also. Management is a thing, or which is anything, which is the art of getting things done from others. Yeah, you got it right. Management is an art of getting things done through others. Means management or a manager does not do the things by itself. It makes the other people do the things, right? And the aim of the manager or a management is to provide effectiveness and efficiency to the business. Or we can solve that, say that what is the actual meaning of management is what to do, क्या करना है, where to do, कहाँ करना है, who to do, means कौन वो काम करेगा, who is the person responsible for that. Fourth one is when, कब ये काम होगा, और whose, ये जो हम इतना कुछ कर रहे हैं, what we are doing it, हम किसके लिए कर रहे हैं, from whom we are doing it. So according to George R. Terry, underline this name, because this person, this economics name are going to become again and again in this chapter. That's why you have to remember his name. His name is George R. Terry. What he says, management is such a process of plans and control men. Means मैनेजमेंट ऐसी प्रक्रिया है जो लोगों को, यानी जो भी संस्था में आपके काम कर रहे हैं, उन्हें प्रतिबद्ध तरीके से प्लान किया जाए और उनको नियंत्रित किया जाए. मीन्स प्लान एंड कंट्रोल द पीपल एज वेल एज मशीन्स, एज आई सेड, materials, methods, money and market, which 5 M's. These 5 M's have to controlled by the management to have effectiveness and efficiency for the business. So what is actually a management all about? Or like after managing, what work or what kind of tasks are there for the management? This is a small diagram which shows a manager, what are the major tasks of a manager. The first question every manager has to ask from himself is, what do I do? मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? Means how I am capable of, or what kind of thoughts or what dreams or what implementation I have to do in business. Number one, the first question he has to ask from himself. The second one is, when do I do it? जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ या फिर जो भी मैंने सोचा है वो मैं कब तक इम्प्लीमेंट करूँगा, when I am going to implement it. Second, or the second question. And the third, the most important point or choice is, how well do I do it? जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ और जब मैं करने वाला हूँ, क्या मैं उसे बेहतर तरीके से कर पाऊँगा, या फिर जो मुश्किलें मुझे उस समय आएगी, the difficulties which that time I am going to face, when I am having any solution for that or not. So as a whole, I can say that management is nothing but is accuracy of choice. Yes, it is accuracy of choice. And rest you can see, management is the combination or cooperation of people. If you are cooperating with the people, you will say that you are doing a really management. So after understanding the meaning of management, let's move on to the nature of management. In your textbook, in Gujarat board textbook, there are 7 different types of natures were given to you in the nature of management. I'll read it out. Number 1, it is a universal process. As I have told you, like in 11th standard also you have studied that universal means anything which is applied everywhere in the world. Yes, everywhere in the world means it's a different field, it is applicable everywhere. Like E is equal to mc square. Yes, it is theory of relativity, and this theory of relativity is a universal concept. It is applicable in any of the state, any of the country, or any of the place of the world, any of the field. In the same way, management is also a universal aspect. Universal aspect means it is applicable in all the fields, whether it is science, whether it is commerce, whether it is arts, whether it is small business, whether it is large type of business. So we can say that it is a universal type of a nature. Number 1. Secondly, it's goal oriented task. Goal oriented task means people used to have, first they have to assign one goal to that organization after certain time, where what type of or what is their aim, where after some time they have to be reached, or what is their target. And after deciding that target, they have to work to accomplish that target. Yes. So this second point shows you it is a goal oriented task. Like let's have an example like football match, right? A football team, we can say, like football team is having 11 players, and these players, what they are doing, they are just aiming to a goalpost of the opposition party, and they used to coordinate and guide themselves, and they used to take an advantage, and they want to goal, they want to like attain their objectives, right? So in the same way, like that football team are doing, a company, a organization also work together in a group activity, in a goal and achieve their goal. The third one, as I have told you, it is a group activity, right? Like a relay race. Might be you all have seen or participated also in relay race. Relay race, different types of relay race are nowadays are organized. This is the best example of a team activity or a group activity, whether all group have to perform equally. In the next part, now number 4, it is a continuous process. Why I am telling you it is a continuous process? Because as you can see that management exists, man exists or not, but management exists. Because as you can see, the big organization, like take an example of Tata. Yes, the JRD Tata has established the Tata groups, but after his death, the Tatas are not being shut off. Still they are working, making huge profit. Yes, this is an example. After people also, after life also, the management exists, the company exists, right? So it is a continuous process. Day by day, the updation, day by day, the things are updating, right? So number 5, the most important nature of management is it is a human factor or a human process. Management can't be done without human beings, my friends. Why I am telling you? Because management is managing men. Because it's no doubt you are having best technology, no doubt you are having best infrastructure, but you required men to handle, you required people to manage, right? So human factor plays a very important role in management. Number 6, as I have told in the previous slide, decision making is also important for the manager or a management, because if they'll take a right decision on right time, the profit margin or increases and loss margin decreases. I just want to give an example about our PM Narendra Modi, that he has done lockdown on 21st March 2020. He has taken a very rigid decision. At that time people were thinking that no, it is not a correct decision, but after certain time, as we have seen the effect of coronavirus, now we have understood that the decision that he has taken at that time was of right. So we can resemble in such examples through our practical current affairs. If we will take a correct decision on a correct time, it will beneficial for us, and it will reduce our risk of uncertainty of future. Now number 7, or last but not the least, very much important topic of management is, now I have met with many people were calling that management is a science, or some were telling me that sir, management is an art, right? So now in your textbook, it's a very beautiful introduction we're giving to you about management is a science or a management is an art. First of all, what is science? Management people are telling what is a science. As you all know that up to 10th standard you have studied, science is anything which has a systematic body of knowledge. Number 1, systematic body of knowledge. Number 2, rules and regulations and methods and laws, which means systematic body of knowledge, rules and regulations, and methods and laws. Laws, LAWS, yes, laws. So these all combination of these all things are considered to be the science, right? And here management is also the same. Yes, it has laws, it has the personal expectation, it has all the rules and regulations where we need to follow to have a effective utilization of management. So we can say that it is a science, but why although people are calling is an art? Now the same question arises, art is anything which is applied knowledge. Yes, it is applied knowledge. Anything you will apply practically is known as art, right? So I have told you that management is a systematic body of knowledge, it having rule, it having laws, it having methods, it having techniques. But what though if you will not practically apply those things on the company? If you will not apply, if you are having knowledge, if you will not apply that laws and all, you will not have any benefit. You will not have any benefit while knowing this. So we can say that management is a science as well as management is a art. We can say that management is the combination of science and art. Why I'm telling you, as you can see over here, like science is not as physics, right? It is not pure as physics, it is not pure as sculpture like an art, it is a combination. So here we can see that what are the major natures of management are. It is a universal process, as I have told you. It is a continuous, it is ongoing and ongoing. Third is intangible. What is intangible? In 11th standard you have studied, right? Anything which you can't see, which you can't feel, right? You can touch, which you can't touch, which you can't like practically or physically experience, right? If you can't practically, जिसे आप मूलभूत तरीके से छू पकड़ या फिर महसूस नहीं कर सकते, वो सब चीज़ें सिर्फ इंटैंजिबल मानी जाएगी, राइट? द फोर्थ वन इज़ अ सोशल प्रोसेस. ये एक सामाजिक प्रक्रिया है, बिल्कुल. Number 5, it's art as well as science, as we have discussed. Number 6, goal-oriented, group activity and creative activity. Yes, creative activity. Because if management, that's why it is an art. Now, after understanding two important things like meaning and nature, now we are going to move on importance. Yes. Now, many of you are knowing that management is very much important for us. In your textbook, the major 5 points were given to you in your textbook, like why management is important for human being. As you can see, management has a great importance in modern times because success or failure, I'm repeating, success or failure depends on the effectiveness of management, right? If your management is effective, you are going to be succeeded in your life, or you are going to be succeeded in future. And if your management is not good or not effective, you will achieve failure. So a company or an organization depends on management as a whole. That's why it is very, very, very much important for every human being, every organization, or every corporation. So what kind of points we have to see in this particular topic are: number 1, it is requirement of specialized knowledge. Yes, like as you all know that in a science field, people used to do MBBS, people used to do MD, MS degree. Like that degree shows it that the high specialized knowledge of them. In the same way, in commerce also, people, those who are working in management, those who are involving themselves in management, are also required some of the specialized knowledge, right? So it is necessary in every field. I'm not talking about management is responsible for commerce only. It is necessary for every field. The next point which you can see on the board is optimum utilization of resources. In 11th standard also you have seen this optimum utilization. Like you have to utilize your resources till your last option, right? Like suppose for an example, if you are having bike, although you are having in that bike you are having very less petrol if you are having, and if you want to go somewhere with your bike, but you think that that the petrol is not sufficient to reach there, then you will find some shortcut. No, if I'll go from here or if I'll go from there, I'll save some petrol and I'll reach also. So in the same way, an organization also feels and thinks that how to minimize their resources, how to use less and less resources and make more and more output. That's why it is a second important aspect of management is optimum utilization of resources. Number three, accomplishment of objectives. Yes, I have told you that objectives, whatever they are deciding, whatever they are thinking for future, right? Whatever they are making their target, through this management only they used to achieve that. Number four is useful as a source of business or a success of business. Everybody wants to be success in their life, yes or no? Everybody wants to be. So for being successful in life, the most important thing or the most important aspect we have to keep in mind is management, because management give you accuracy, it will reduce your time, wastage of time, it will reduce your wastage of time, and it will give you more efficiency that makes you better compared to the other peoples. Then number five, the most important one, it increase the job opportunities. Yes, job opportunities, because if the company is not efficient, see, I'm giving you an example. There are two companies, company A and company B. Company A is efficient company, like let's take an example of Reliance. It is an efficient company. And number two is inefficient company. We will not take any example of inefficient company, but just see the difference between A and B, Reliance and another company. Like a company who is working in an efficient area will multiply its profit, will multiply its SB, right? Strategic business unit. They'll, like in Reliance is on not just communication. They are thermal power also, they are petroleum also, right? They are hotels also, like there are digital marts also, right? So they are not working in a single field, they are working in a very different types of field, and where they are generating different type of job opportunities, right? So if the companies are efficient, they'll increase the job opportunity with the help of management only. Understood? And number six is the most important one, increase in profit. Every business want to make maximum profit in future, so management help them to increase their profit margin and reduce their loss margin, right? And last but not the least, it is a social benefit. Yes, management also provide a social benefit to the society. I just want to raise one example over here of Tata Group. Like as you all know that Ratan Tata has given 1500 crore donation in PM Cares Fund, right? PM Cares Fund, where this 15 crore he has given from, he has given from his like company's account. That shows a social responsibility of a business, right? So this 7 points are, and the last 8 one is national motive. Yes, the same one, national motive. इसमें हमारे राष्ट्र का हित होना चाहिए, right? It has to be according to the constitution, it has to be for our national perspectives. So these 8 points are the important points of management, where you have to know that why is management important. As it is important in any field. Number 2, it utilize your resources. Number 3, it accomplish your objective whatever you think. Number 4, it is useful for business, it will give more and more profit to the business. That's why. Number 5, it increase job opportunities for the people will get job for that, and they can earn their utilities. Number 6, it increase profit day by day, year by year. Number 7, it is social benefit. समाज को फ़ायदा मिलता है, समाज इससे और बेटर हो जाता है, दे in the terms of product also, standard of living. And the last but not the least, it work for the national motives, right? Hope you have understood these 8 points. Here you will have a small diagram, right? Why we are learning it and why it is very much important, because it is better utilization of resources. Problems and challenges can be sought out. Whatever the problem, whatever the solution, we can think, we can plan, we can organize, and we can sort it out. Number 3, business growth. As I have told you, business growth, key business will grow more and more, they'll achieve objectives, they'll have increase their efficiency, and then different innovative ideas also they can implement, and through this employee is motivated, right? So management is a universal process goal oriented activity. It's a continuous process. It is a multi-dimension process. Why multi-dimension? It is useful for owner as well as the employees, which means that it is beneficial for both owner as well as employee, as well as, and after that employee customer as well as. So we can say that it is beneficial for all the peoples. That's why it is multi-dimension, right? Not a single dimension, it is a multi-dimension. And then it is a group activity. I've told you it's a dynamic function, right? Dynamic fun. It will give you a real-time experience. It will give you a practical experience. And last but not the least, it is intangible force. It cannot seen, it cannot be touched, but it can be felt. Understood? So after getting the importance, the next topic or the next important thing which we have to keep in mind, it is management is a science, art and profession. As we have seen in the previous slides also, management is a systematic knowledge, systematic part of knowledge. It is a specialized knowledge. That's why it can also be said as science. But here science is a subject where rules, principles are derived on the basis of cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship, right? In the same way, management has too much of characteristics like science. Same. Management is having same characteristics as science. Like हम बात करें तो management is also a systematic body of knowledge. It is also universal. It is also having causes. It is also having the effect of relationship. Yes or no? So like suppose if we are right now we are facing a coronavirus pandemic diseases, and the effect of this whole problem is going to be seen in every country, right? So through these principles, coordination, human resources, machine, materials and man methods, thus management is a science according to, as I have told Dr. George Terry, science teaches one to know, right? One to know. आप क्या जाने, कैसे आपको पता चलेगा किसी भी बारे में, वो आपको विज्ञान के बाद द्वारा ही पता चलेगा. उसी तरह मैनेजमेंट भी आपको बताएगी एक विज्ञान की तरह कि आपको क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. नियम और कानूनों के माध्यम से आप साइंस को समझ सकते हैं, उसी तरह आप मैनेजमेंट को भी समझ सकते हैं. सेकेंडली, आफ्टर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस कि मैनेजमेंट एज अ साइंस, व्हाई विल कॉल मैनेजमेंट एज एन आर्ट? यस, मैनेजमेंट इज एन आर्ट. As I've told previously that applying knowledge, right? Applying knowledge is art. So why management is called as art? Here you can see art means employment of skills, expertise of any individual, but implement skills. One should have also theoretical knowledge. Yes. During the practical of application of management rules and principles, personal skills, insights of clever plays important role. On this, theoretical knowledge is not sufficient. For more implementation of knowledge, theoretical and necessary too, the manager needs to make necessary changes. As per the personal skills, proficiency, according to Dr. Reddy, the art teaches one to do, how to do, and what changes you have to make. Like suppose you are watching a cricket match, you are playing a cricket match. Suppose if you have thinking from the dressing room that I want to play aggressively. I'll hit all the I'll hit every ball to a boundary, right? If you are having that kind of thought in your mind, and if you will go on the pitch and you will see that that strategy which I have made, right, that rigid strategy, it is not applicable because that strategy I have made while thinking of spinner bowlers, but opposition has made having faster bowler. So at the same time you have to change your strategy. Yes or no? That's why management can also having the same characteristic. If you have planned anything, if you have thought anything, and suddenly the situation are changed, the situation or circumstances have changed, it is opposed, then in the same way you can change it, right? According to the situation, according to that you have to adapt your quality and you have to make changes, because you have to avoid the wastage of money, time and man. Because if you will avoid these three things, you will maximize your profit. So what you need knowledge, you need experience, you need competitiveness, you need ability, you need training. This all combination of skills will make your management possible. So here people will think that management is art or a management is a science. Yes, it is a both. Reason, art, as I have told you, it having abilities, skills, creativity, imagination, and this all creativity, imagination, skill and ability is included in management. Secondly, science, logic, reason, factual analysis, proving things, same. These all things are also exist in management. So we can say that management is a combination. It is a combination of science as well as arts. Here, it's a some differential part I have shown you. Like, as science is advanced by knowledge, it proves, it predicts, it defines, it measures, and it impresses. These are the characteristic of science. And in the same way, art, it's done by practical. It feels, it guesses also, it describes also, it opens, and it expresses. So these all characteristics, as well as science as well as art, are found in management. That's why we can say that art and science is the combination, and we can say that it is not as pure science, it is not as pure art, right? So in this topic, management as a profession, we are going to see the major five important points or topics why management is also called profession apart with science and art. Number one, as you can see on the board, key management requires special knowledge. Yes, like in science or in arts, the people, those who are working as a doctor or they are working as a lawyer, they require some specialized knowledge, they require some specialized degree like MBBS, MD, MS. In the same way, in if you are working in a management, you also require some kind of management degree, which is BBA and MBA. BBA means Bachelor of Business Administration, and MBA is Masters of Business Administration. This you have also heard it also. Second point is it increase in knowledge and research. Yes, management also research for the future purpose, and they also want to enhance their experience while training and provide their knowledge to the management, so they can have a better and better future, and they can achieve or attain better objectives. The third point shows you a professional association. Yes, association, professional association. Like in science field also, commerce is also being associated with the various kind of professions. Like you have heard about IIM, Indian Institute of Management, imparts management education in India, right? So if you will call, if you want to know that an organization which gives a management knowledge, the best example is IIM. And after that, it is working of national and international level, which means it is working inside our country and outside the country also. The fourth point is code of conduct. What is code of conduct? Like the rules and regulations which at the part of management is having as a profession. It gives an idea that management is also a profession because it includes code of conduct. Code of conduct, like what framework they have to do and what rules which are mandatory for all the members. And last but not the least is moral responsibility, यानी मौलिक जिम्मेदारियाँ. ये बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. This is very much important for everybody, those who are working in management, that they are morally responsible for their organization. Suppose one example was given to you. A chartered accountant must be loyal with the client as well as with the management. So it will not disclose any information of his client, right? He has to be morally responsible to both customer as well as the company. So these are the 5 points which shows management is a profession, because it resembles some of the money after getting it. So these 5 points shows you that management is not just science and art, it is also a profession. So this 5 major points shows you it is where requirement of knowledge, requirement of increase in knowledge as well as research. Number 3, professional association. Number 4, implementation of code of conduct. And number 5, moral responsibility. So this 5 characteristics shows that management as a profession. And then you can now see this, the combination of art and science, like the combination of your left brain and right brain makes your whole brain. In the same way, the combination of science and art, this combination will give you a profession where you can earn something and can work for the profession. Understood? So the combination of this science as well as art of a commerce or a management gives you a profession. This is the simplest way to understand it, and it can be called as science, art and profession. Hope you have understood this. Now we came to the last topic of our chapter of this slide. We are going to, the last is level of management. Right? As you can see that there are three different levels of management: top, middle and lower level. Right? As long as size of a business remains small, जब तक business छोटा होता है, the owner himself manage like sole proprietorship. But when it's come to cooperative or joint stock or HUF, the business start to channelize some sections where they have to decide or determine the responsibility and delegations. As you can see on the board, like in the top level, board of director, managing directors and general managers, means it is the top management, right? The owner of the business, you can say. Second level, departmental heads. In 11th standard also you have studied that there are different levels, different departments in the organization, like planning department, manufacturing department, finance department. These all departments are having some heads, and these heads are coming in the second, that the yellow strip they are coming from, it is known as middle level management. And the lowest, the third one, right, the third level is the supervisor, jobbers, foreman's level, which is also known as the bottom level management. So this top, middle and bottom level is the clear picture which shows you the different levels of management. These are the three different levels. What kind of jobs or what kind of things are included here? The top management includes long-term goals, product design, how business is going to be organized. Generally they are CEOs, CFOs, COD, or generally VPs of the organization. The second level, as I've told you, middle level management, the jobs are like they interprets whatever the top management people are giving them, whatever the top level of management people are giving them, the things they need to pass on to the next level, to the bottom level management people. And the last, lower level, means whatever the plans they have got, they just have to implement to the lowest level. So these are the three different levels of management: top, middle and lower. Today what we have studied, let's have a glimpse of it. Today we have studied about meaning, nature and importance of management. We have seen that management is an art, science and profession, and last we have seen levels of management. In the next slide we'll see the functions of these three different levels and we'll complete the chapter rest. Till then you have to go through with it, understand it very well, and if you are having any doubt you can paste it on my comment box. Thank you for your attention. Keep safe, stay at home. We'll be back soon. Thank you. Jai Hind.